What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Hope Shot. Hope everyone had a great weekend, relaxing, unwinding, not working. Can't say that for everybody, but doing some self-care, some rest, whatever that looked like. If you guys just jump on and say what's up, let us know you're here. And I'm gonna go ahead and get Caesar to read that clarity statement.
First, I just want to. Yeah, I know. I told you they all came down here. Microwaves going, all kinds of stuff. Did you do any of those things, Justin? Did you rest? Did you?
I did.
Okay, I'm just making
in
sure.
between. I did it all. I did a little bit of everything. I did some steps. I did some reading. I did some eating, and I did some working.
Ooh. Reading, eating, meeting,
working.
I like it.
Yes.
Well,
and sleeping and coffee.
This is the Hope Shot clarity statement. We here at the Hope Shot are a group of people in recovery spreading inspiration. We come from all different walks of life and pathways of recovery. Our verbiage may be different at times, but we all have one thing in common. Recovery is a lifestyle. We support all pathways of recovery. It doesn't matter how you get from A to Z, just get there. And thank you for being a part of our Hope Shot family.
Thanks, Caesar. You're really good at that. Now you can check that off of your list for the weekend's to-dos, you know? I know it's long, right?
Oh, no, not this weekend.
No.
I did a whole lot of nothing.
Whole lot of sushi and
naps and more naps. I didn't do nothing. I needed every minute of that rest, though.
Yeah.
It's great. Nate, what did you do? What'd you do this weekend?
Surfed on Saturday morning. Caught some of that Ernesto swell. And then we had the Unity dinner downtown. And,
how was that?
It was awesome, bro. Yeah, there was 100+ people there. It was a really good group, man. Two good speakers. Got to connect with some people I haven't seen from, the other my old home group, so it was fun.
Where'd you guys hold it at?
It's at Circle Church.
Oh, gotcha. Downtown. Cool. Awesome. Next year I'll join you.
It's once a month.
Oh, is it?
I was just about to say no. You could come any month.
I thought you guys did that once a year.
No, it's not that kind of Unity Day thing. It's just the Unity meeting. So a different home group does the Unity meeting each month. Gotcha. So it's Nate's home group that ran it this time.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Do you have pizza?
No. Public stuff.
No. He said he ate pizza. Hey, yeah.
Hey, doors opened at 6:00. Food was gone at 6:13.
Yeah. $460 worth.
Yeah.
All right. Well, keep me in the loop. I'll come next one. Keep me in the loop. Let's see. We got some peoples. We got Wayne Scott. What's up, Wayne? Good to see you. We got James Frank. Good to see you, buddy. We got Travis from Oregon. What's up, my friend? We got Christina. Good to see you. We got Lynn. Howdy.
Hi, Lynn.
What's up, Lynn? We got Jamie. And James says, yeah, y'all, I was hungry. Yeah, man. So tonight we're going to be talking, we come up with these topics by reading stuff, I mean, we ain't gonna get them just struck a lightning out of somewhere, but this one reading that I read the other day, it was really good, man. And it was just like, I shared about it the other day, and I've been talking about it a little bit, and I guess I want to share it with y'all because it's like, what are we investing a day in our life in? It's like, what are we exchanging this day? Like today was Sunday. What did we exchange it for? Because everybody has a timestamp. We don't know what that timestamp looks like, but it's still a day in our lives that we're giving up, and what are we giving in? What do we get? What are we exchanging that for? Are we sitting here in the fear and worry and doubt and all the negative vibes that come along with, with the disease of addiction, the things that are spinning around in our head, telling us that we're not good enough. Are we sitting in that? And and just stewing in it, you know, and like all the time, man. I remember when I was in my addiction, dude, I would sit in these emotions, this fear, crippled forever of like the world around me, the people going out in public. I mean, you name it. I was just fear struck. I was, you know, entertaining the scenarios from the past, you know, the replaying of the things that have happened to me. Like I remember sitting there for like 3 years in this resentment, man, just like straight 3 years in this resentment, playing it over and over and over and wondering what people thought about me. And like, I can't go around these people and how dare they do this to me and da 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 da. Forever. It kept me stuck and using and just kept going on and on and on, you know? And we can still do that without the use of drugs and alcohol. It's we could sit here worrying about what other people think, worrying about what they're saying about me. I'll never be this, I'll never be that. I can't do this. Oh, look, I failed again. I failed again. I failed again. You know, and letting the rat race happen. You know, and I think the most important thing to think about, you know, I'm reading this. I actually just finished this book, you know, that, and it really stuck with me, and it's been stuck with me for a while. It's like, it says in there, it's like, we're on a floating rock in the middle of nowhere, spinning in the middle of nowhere, you know, and I'm caring what this dude thinks about me or how I look in front of people, or, you know, and like trying to overcompensate for my awkwardness, you know. It's like, who cares? Just let yourself be free, you know, let yourself out, let yourself go, you know, stop holding on to these things that want to hold you back from being free, you know. Yeah, Caesar, jump in.
You want to hear something awkward? if you
I
if you're on the phone,
I know you, so
you're on the phone with a customer and you just clicked over to them from your wife, and they're like, "All right, man, have a good day," and you go, "I love you too," and hang up the phone. I've had some of the most awkward things come out of my mouth, and it just cracks me up these days. That would have mortified me for like 3 weeks. Like in the past, I'd have been like, "Oh my God, I can't even go to work." Just you made me think of that when you were talking about how awkward we are and like some of the goofy stuff that I do, but I accept it, man. That's just who I am. You know, I do weird stuff sometimes. It's okay.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hang out with you guys. I got to be weird like 95% of the time.
Yeah, because if not, then I'm awkward.
Yeah. I didn't mean to throw you off of that, but that just popped right into my mind when you were talking about it. And I was like, oh, here, let me tell you.
No, you could jump in. Whatever. You didn't throw me off. I'm perfectly okay with people jumping in, you know? But yeah, it's, you know, it's stuck with me, you know, and it's like, also, you know, it's like, taking care of ourselves, or do we feel not worthy enough to be doing stuff for ourselves, you know, doing, you know, being around people, you know, showing up to certain things, doing certain things. Do we not feel deserving enough? Do we not do, you know, take care of ourselves? You know, girls go and get the nails done, getting hair did, you know, guys, you know, spending that extra dollars on, you know, getting a haircut or buying a pair of pants that you desperately need because you got some freaking holes in it, you know. You know, it's all about it, man. It's all about making yourself feel good in the proper and positive ways, you know. What are we doing today to nourish that? So anybody want to jump in real quick? Nathan, why don't you go?
Me?
Yeah, you. Oh, let me put the thing up too. Let's make it real awkward.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know. I sneezed the other day, and Danielle said, "God bless you," and I said, "You're welcome."
Yeah, that part. That part right there.
Or get on a plane, they're like, "Have a nice flight." I'm like, "You too."
Yeah. I do that all the time. Like, and I'm like, wait, no, that makes sense. That's not what I mean.
How you doing? You too. Yeah. No, this is a cool thing. I know the reading Justin's talking about. I should grab it real quick. Should read that, Justin. It was. Hold on a second. One moment.
I mean, I would read it, but I'm not. I
would say nobody better to do it. He can.
Yeah, I would butcher it.
It
It would make no sense to anybody. I would skip words, everything, and be like, oh, let me.
It was
start
Monday,
over.
right? Was it Monday or Tuesday?
August 14th.
14th. Okay, yeah. Oh, I don't have my glasses. All right. It says, what I do today is important because I am exchanging a day of my life for it. We show self-respect in how we choose to spend our time. Do we give tasks the time required for our best efforts? Or do we feel unworthy of quality work? Do we have a right to stop working and just play? Are we worth spending time with, just ourselves? Or do we feel meaningful time is only spent with others? Are we worth caring enough about to enjoy bathing, grooming, or getting haircuts? Do we care enough about ourselves to see a dentist or a physician when needed? Choices about how we use our time are basic ethical and creative choices. Beyond self-respect and care, we need to put time into our day for nourishing and enriching our spirits. We do that by reading something thoughtful or meaningful, talking to a friend about the events and feelings of our lives, listening to music, fixing a pleasant meal, exercising, and giving unpaid time and energy to worthwhile causes. I am grateful for the gift of another day, and I will live it creatively and respectively. Yeah, that resonated with me as well. And I always go back to I was just talking to a friend today about that. They dropped their kids off for a play date with um, Wesley, and we were talking. He's like, because I'm living in this beautiful home now, and he's like, did you ever? Has it sunk in yet? I'm like, no, actually, it hasn't. It hasn't sunk in because I can remember a time when I'm in solitary confinement inside prison. So I'm like locked up even more than the prison I was already in. And it's the middle of the summer. There's no air conditioning. You have to wear full uniform from 7 till 5, and it's sweltering, 130 degrees. You can't even write a letter. You have to wait till nighttime to write because you'll sweat on the pages. And I had just gotten like just beat the shit. I got the shit beat out of me. You know, I got all kinds of gnarly stuff. I don't want to go into detail, but it was pretty bad, right? I got beat up by these guards. And I just remember being in there and thinking to myself, like, this is my life. This is it. You know, like this is what it's come to. And if I could get my hands on a book or, you know, or read something, or, you know, if I would read this about these families with these homes and this life that I just couldn't conceive of it, you know. Not only couldn't I wrap my head around, I couldn't wrap my head around the idea of me being anywhere else than where I was and being anything other than who I was. I didn't think I was worthy of anything else, right? And in that mindset, I was I was listening to this on the way to the East Coast to surf on Saturday morning. I was listening to this Mel Robbins podcast, and it was talking about mindset, right? And that we see through the lens of, you know, our thoughts, you know, how we perceive ourselves. And yeah, so if I'm, you know, filled with doubt and no self-worth and low self-esteem and you know, fear and insecurities, I am going to see through the lens and attract, and that stuff is going to become, you know, more presence in my life. It's a scientific, you know, law of attraction. Kind of like if you see, you know, you think about, you know, buying a car, and you get this idea of what car you want, and you start seeing that car everywhere, right? It's same deal. But anyway, my point is that I was accepting of settling for less, you know. I didn't have much to give, so I was okay with not getting much back. You know, as long as I could get something to make me feel okay, you know, a substance, a drink, you know, attention, you know, some external circumstance that would validate, me not being the complete scumbag that I thought I was, I'd feel better. So it's this is like the mindset that I bring into recovery. And, I start this journey like in negative. I have you know, um, these glasses on that just distorts my perception. I see through the lens of self-centeredness, fear, insecurity. I am so consumed by how you see me, what you think of me, how I look outside. And because my insides are destroyed, I have no semblance of security or consistency or dignity, anything like that. So it's no wonder, that when I come in here, like I need direction. I have to get to a place that I'm even considering the fact that I have something to exchange, at all. I think I don't have anything to give when I come in here. And to be honest, it's pretty, that's pretty accurate, Um, but that's the beauty of recovery, right? Because once I get into these steps and once I start getting honest, with a sponsor, and then once I start building this relationship with this power, it allows me to start identifying, just exactly what I've been settling for, right? It shows me that I am conditioned to believe that, I am not worthy of respect or love or friendship, and I start first with myself. I start to be nice to myself. I start to be kind to a little bit kinder to myself. I stop with the self-limiting beliefs, the self-deprecating words. I start, you know, heading in the right direction. And through this process, through these steps, I expose all this mess that's been haunting me for so many years. And for once I get honest with another individual, and I am unburdened for the first time in my life. Not all the way, but a lot, right? And then I start looking at these defects, and I become willing to let these defects go. And then I go and make some amends, and now I can hold my head a little higher. And you know, I start to this stuff starts to work, right? Because I come in here, I don't believe this is going to work. I've been shown time and time again that that I am going to fail. I am not going to follow through. I am not good enough. I am not deserving of anything different than what I've been settling for. And when I start to actually do the work, I'm the guy that says, this shit never worked. It doesn't work for me. AA, NA, I've tried them all. Church, nothing works, and it doesn't work because I never did it. And when I finally start to do it, I get the results from it, and I finally start to believe that I am worthy of recovery. I am worthy of love, and then only then, can I really start to see the beauty of each moment of each day. What a gift that I have been blessed with, and it has nothing to do with, the job I get back or the relationship I get or, the amended relationships, which is a beautiful thing, but it has everything to do with, I start to feel good about who I am. I start to not be ashamed of the person looking back in the mirror. I start to have some dignity, some integrity, some honesty. And finally, I'm in a position to be a friend, to be a brother, to be a part of, in a way that I can start accepting, that this universe has something to offer me just as much as I have something to offer it. Because as long as I don't believe I have anything to give, I'm not going to get much. And that transition, I don't know exactly when it happened, but I know it did, because I just found myself, not being able to lay my head down and fall asleep at night, being able to accept these gifts of recovery, being able to be vulnerable and open to the idea that I was, worthy to own my business. I was worthy to, enjoy the passion I found in surfing. I was worthy of a relationship, that I could, this idea that, you hear it all the time. One day at a time, one day that shit used to drive me nuts. I hate that shit. What are you talking about? One day at a time, man. All these little pithy sayings, these slogans that used to drive me nuts because they were true. They were completely accurate. If I am not living in this moment, then how can I potentially experience any semblance of like freedom or joy or contentment? That is my journey. Like I have this, pattern of being 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the future, and I'm all uncomfortable. I love it. In literature, they talk about irritable, restless, and discontent. That's before I take a drink or to do a drug. This is my default, mode is this feeling. So how do I get centered? What do I do? I believe for me, it all started with unblocking, and that comes through the process of the 12 steps. For me, that was my personal journey. And then I build this relationship with this power. And then through that relationship, I finally start to realize that I don't need anything or anyone to validate who I am. I begin to love myself, and with that, I can finally start receiving whatever gifts this world has to offer. What a beautiful life that we get to live. Last night there was like 100 people there, man, and there's people I haven't seen in a long time, and there's this new guy, and I can see this guy is crawling out of his skin. He is crawling out of his skin, and I get that, man. The freedom, and I forget about it. That I don't want to live. I don't want to be sober one day at a time. I want to be happy, joyous, and free. I want to have the freedom, to not be caught in my head with resentments, fears, insecurities, social anxieties. Although these things will always, pop up, thank God that we have a solution today, because the greatest gift I've gotten, which I can't even count how many blessings I have, has been that ability to be okay with who I am right now. True humility, right? I am enough. I have enough, and there is enough time. I was writing today, and I'll end with this. I'm being a little lengthy here, but I was writing this morning, and I was saying, I'm always wanting to, be more secure, have more money, be more accepted, be more loved, and where I need to get is to understand that I am already all those things. I already have everything I am meant to have. And if I can stay in that mindset and just show up, do the next right thing, then, I'm truly like exchanging this day, with a heart full of like service and love, and, but if I come into this day thinking, what are you going to bring to me? What can you give me? I'm going to be left wanting, man, so for me, the best exchange I can do on a daily basis is what can I bring to the table today? How can I show up and be of service? What can I give today? How can I be a host instead of a guest, And if I'm in that, I'm not always there, but when I'm there, that's when I'm truly getting that good exchange, the good ROI, as Justin calls it. Yeah. Sorry, guys. That's all right.
It's not release of information, is it?
It's return. The other one, man.
All those acronyms screw me up. But he said ROI, and I was like, what do you mean? Return on investment? Why are we talking about that?
No.
It was release of information. But whatever. It was pretty funny when it happened. Nate, you're talking about freedom. It's like happy, joyous, and free. And we think once we put the drugs and alcohol down, that it's all of a sudden it's going to be magically that way. With the promises and this, that, and the other thing. Like, why isn't this stuff happening for me? Why? And it's like, man, we are holding too much. We got baggage, man. We got to get rid of the baggage. We got to get rid of all the baggage that we're holding on to, man. We came in here with a shitload of baggage. And as soon as we hit that door, man, we got to start unloading it. We got to get it off, to truly be free. The drugs and alcohol was just surface level stuff, man. It was just like the clothes, it's just surface level, but be truly free, man, and enjoy this life, man, that we're given is, it's a gift.
You take my solution away. You want to see me messy. Take my solution away, which is drugs and alcohol, and that is my main problem, not drugs and alcohol. It's staying staying sober problem, facing life without any substances in me problem.
Yeah. Let me read some comments. Let's see. Let's see. What's up to Karen? What's up, Karen? I did that at work. I said it to my boss who had called in to check on things. Let's see. We got Erica in the house. God bless you too. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. We got Big Papa. Biggin.
What up, Steve?
Big Steve.
Yeah.
Look like you got a new YouTube account.
Got a new handle.
In here. New handle. There you go.
That's Biggin right there.
Yeah. Biggin. Love you, buddy. Christina says, I spent the morning at church and then went and napped and just relaxed. Much needed for me. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Sounds like a great day. We got you're freaking me out, bro. Enjoyed an excellent AA picnic with my home group. Great times. Let's see. We have Lindsay says, I used to go to the dentist every 6 months, but man, in my active addiction, I let myself go so bad. Doctor and dentist appointments, taking my thyroid meds. Never it wasn't even a thought. My priority was to get high. Then you pay for the wreckage, cavities, blood work turned to shit. Now it feels so good to be back on track and responsible for self-care. And even today, it's hard to be willing if I'm not centered correctly. And that's so true. We get into recovery and we're sitting here and we're just going, we got to get it. We're just getting it, And especially when you start getting busy, get all the things, and things can get unmanageable at times and you got to reel it back in, but you can get screwed up and stop, not go to the doctor, miss appointments, ran out of your medication. I did it not so long ago, man. I ran out of my high blood pressure medication because I missed my appointment for the doctor. I never set another one up. I can get caught up real quick, especially with it goes fast, man, and it's like, I got to get this, I got to do that. And you get obsessive real quick sometimes, with the hustle and bustle. See, what's up, Katie? She went to an amazing women's sponsorship retreat this weekend. Much needed time in nature with best women. Hell yeah. We got Drake Malhot, Southern Landscape buddy? Solution himself, the landscape king. Let's see. We have Aaron says, man, we are having to remind people in our lives all the time that you just have to do it one day at a time, sometimes 1 minute at a time. That's a fact. We got Nelly. What's up, Nelly? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. We got Wayne says, Nathan, all that was perfect. Then you're not the only one that goes through that. Yes, we have proof that we're not. We got Rudolph. What up, Rudolph? We got Laura says, ending this weekend with a better perspective. Thanks, guys. And we got Mrs. Rodriguez herself in the other room, hitting buttons on the microwave, maybe? Not anymore, but did. No. And we got Anna. What's up, Anna? I feel you, Nathan. I finally found a higher power who makes me feel satisfied instead of wanting. There you go. That's what's all. Wait. One more person. Kevin, what's up, Kevin? What time is Recovery Center open? 9 a.m. tomorrow. 9 to 5, Monday through Thursday. Fridays appointments only.
Good job, Justin. You didn't say 9 to 4.
Shh. We don't do that. We don't do that, Nathan. What's up, Caesar? What do you exchange a day in your life for?
I don't know, man. I know what I used to exchange it for. I used to exchange every day and every moment for the short-lived escape of drugs and alcohol. And I did that for the better part of 20 years. I traded happiness, friendship, family, everything for the next high. So when I get into this deal, I'm trying to do the opposite. You know, I'm trying to actually live life. And at the very beginning of this recovery deal, I traded each day for a little bit more freedom, if that makes any sense. You know, I did step work, walked to meetings. My whole life for probably the first year and a half was nothing but either learning from my sponsor, doing step work, going to meetings, and then it grew into service work. And I don't know about y'all, but like I was addicted to service at the very beginning. Like I thought it was the coolest thing in the world that I had something to offer. But that foundation of just hitting the meetings, getting connected, going into the rehabs and the detoxes, all those things, that's what built good self-esteem. That's what made me feel okay with myself. You do enough good and it will wash away the bad. Like it's a fact. I'll go back to the same thing I always say. You want to get good self-esteem, you got to do esteemable acts. That's all there is to it. You know, and I had no self-esteem when I came into this thing. You know, and I went from trading my life for a high that was destroying my life to trading minutes and hours and days for freedom that I get to experience on a daily basis. Early on, that just for today or that one day at a time thing, I needed that though, Nate. Like I needed that because my mind I couldn't conceive of forever. You know, like my sponsor took me out of the rehab and we were going somewhere and it was football season and we drove by this bar. We were in Tampa. We were going to a meeting and we drove by this bar I used to go to, and everybody was out there on the porch. And when all the TVs were on, it's football season. And I was like, I can't even freaking fathom. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm not going to be able to ever watch football again. I'm not going to be able to do this. Like, who the hell wants to go to the beach? Like, if you don't bring a big cooler of beer at the beach, like, I didn't understand, like, in like forever, I'm just going to be miserable. Cause that's what I thought. I thought that sobriety was going to be like this life of misery and being on guard all the time. And like, I don't know, keeping a triggers list in my pocket, you know, some lame ass thing that I pictured in my head, like legit, like that's what I thought from what I learned in the rehabs. And, you know, like he was like, that's what you think recovery is sounds absolutely awful. And I would not be here and I would not be sponsoring you. And I wouldn't be doing any of this if that's what my life was like. He's like, I don't hide from anything. I don't have to like not go down the beer aisle because, hey, bro, there's chips on the beer aisle and I like chips. He's like, this obsession was removed. I can go anywhere I want to go as long as my motives are good. And I was like, huh. And he's like, but bro, just focus on today. He's like, you've never put together any time. Just let's just get through the step work today and hit your meeting. And then we'll worry about tomorrow. And of course, at that time, like that's what I needed to hear. But also at that time, I was like, well, that was freaking corny. I'm going to worry about it. I'm going to go home and worry about it. Like I'm going to think about it a lot more. But thank God for those things, and thank God for sponsors, and thank God for this process that made me realize that I do have value. I am worth it. I have something to offer. I have good self-esteem because I have something to offer. And today I trade minutes and hours for the same freedom. When I get up in the morning and I do my readings and I do these things that are good for me, when I meet with a sponsee, when I chair a meeting, I'm trading those pieces of my day for my future, because I won't have a future if I don't do those things. I'll burn it down again. I trade hours at work for some security for my family. I don't do it because it's fun. I promise I'd be in a different field if it was just for fun. But, those are the things we do today. Being responsible, reliable, having integrity, those things all take work. And it's like every day I have to go into my spiritual locker room and get prepped up for the game. And the more time I spend in there getting ready, the more time I spend in the spiritual weight room getting ready, the better armed I am to go out and face life on life's terms. Because life on life's terms, it's not easy. I don't care if you're in recovery or not. Ask anybody. It's tough out there. If you don't got all the isms we got, it's tough out there. And then you take us and we're like, holy crap, man. Like, life will kick your ass. It just will. And we have to be armed and ready to do that. So that's what I trade my time for. It's either something for my family, something for my recovery, or something for somebody else, because those are the things that matter to me today. If I can live an altruistic life by helping other people, the reward is I in turn get to feel better about myself. I said years ago, when I'm focused on somebody else and not my own little problems and the BS problems I have today, because they're not big problems. They're nothing like the old problems. But when I'm focused on helping somebody else, I believe that my higher power is in the background, just like stitching up the wounds and pulling the problems away. When I go back to being focused on self and worrying about me and, oh man, what if I don't make enough money? What about this? What if I can't get the thing that I want? When I go into that, the problems multiply, because I focus on the problem. If I focus on the solution, hey, life's good. Focus on the problem, hey, life's bad. Like Nate, my wife, I manifest it. I bring it into fruition because all I do is think negatively. So all I'm going to see is negativity, and it's going to get ugly. So, Nathan and I come from a similar background. I never dreamt in a million years I would be sitting in this house. Like, it was not in the cards for me. I'd have bet everything, which wasn't much. I didn't have anything, but let's say I had an imaginary something. I'd have bet it all to say, you're wrong, man. No, I won't be sitting in a beautiful house in Newport Richie on a recovery podcast. That's hilarious. You're wrong. That's not in the cards for me. But just doing the next right thing, following some simple instructions, and keeping those things into play, in action on a daily basis, I look back and I'm like, holy crap, how far have we come? Nathan, with you sitting in that house right now, I remember our last house, Kelly and I were like, I was blown away by little things. Like, I had a garage door opener and I was like, look, this opens our garage door.
I love my garage door opener.
like it blew my mind. I'm not supposed to have this garage door opener. Like, it opens our garage door, and now we're in this house, and it's insane. The blessings will keep coming, and it doesn't have to be physical, material things, but those things do come when you are living a life of integrity and busting your ass. And one of the best things that I get to see on a daily basis, and you guys get to see, is Rachel. Like, somebody that's busting her ass, and you can count on 100%. I would, if any woman ever said, hey, I don't know where to go and what to do, I'd be like, let me just pick you up and put you over here with Rachel, because she's going to show you what's up, and I'm watching her life grow and get better. All the things I got to experience, You're never going to get your license back. Boy, we got our licenses back though. You know, like you're never going to do this, but here we are, you know. And then I see her on the news representing our recovery community beautifully, you know, and it's just like, that's what we trade our days for. That's what we trade our time for, is moments like that. The moments of reaching back, helping somebody, and watching them go out and grow their own fellowship and become rock stars. Because early on, my wife put me in front of all these people and I got to meet them all and I got to be on TV and I did those things. Now I get to watch the whole next group come up and be the rock stars. And I'm like, dude, this is so awesome. You know, it's just, we're growing advocates, we're growing our fellowship, and we're making ripples of good where we used to send out tidal waves of negativity. And good act by good act, we're changing a community just by changing ourselves in our perspective. And that stuff gives me chills, man. Like it's the best part of all of this. The best part's not me in this house. Best part's not you in that house. It's other people. It's like seeing Aaron last night in his golf cart. Like, how freaking cool was that? Like, those are the things that really, like, that warm my heart. And seeing him, what he figured out that, well, now when I go from point A to point B, I could take my daughter with me and I could do that. Like, those things are priceless and so worth my time, your time, our time, way more than, like Justin puts, you know, than sitting in my head worried about what people think about me. I shed that a while back. You know, the big fears are, I'm going to lose something I have. I'm not going to get something that I want, in fear of other people's opinions of me. Out of three, I can say one of them is pretty much gone, because I don't care what you think about me at all, because I know I'm doing the right thing by my people and by my God. The other two, I'll always be working on. I'm always going to go back into, but I might lose it, or I might not get it. You know, that's a work in process. But the fact that I was able to shed that one is priceless. I'm not going to go around worried about, I don't want to open my mouth. I want to open my mouth anytime somebody asks me to speak, because this stuff is important and they need to hear us. And our testimonies are some of the most powerful things that we have to offer anywhere, anytime. Our past, that was the ugliest thing that we had, that we were so ashamed of and that we would never share with anybody. We were in a meeting talking about the fifth step this morning. All that crap that I was so ashamed to share with my sponsor is now my biggest asset to connect and identify with somebody, to go, it's okay, buddy, I've been there. Let me tell you where I was. And they're like, oh shit, well, if this guy can do it, maybe I can do it. And then we grow another one. So that's what I get out of this topic is, what do we trade a day in our life for? We trade it to give somebody else a beautiful day in their life. And by doing so, mine magically, spiritually, whatever you want to call it, gets better in the process.
Good shit.
That's it.
Good stuff.
Go ahead, Justin. Caesar made me think of something though.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just real quick. Yeah, and Caesar kind of touched on it, but I was just thinking, yeah, you know, like that exchange, like, okay, so if I want, you know, my relationship to work, you know, if I'm not willing to trade my relationship, my friendships, my recovery, then what am I putting into that? You know, if I don't want to trade this relationship with my higher power, what am I putting into that? You know, am I giving adequate time to the things that are most important to me? Am I putting in the effort to be a good boyfriend, to be a future husband? Am I putting in the work? Can I truly say I have a relationship with my higher power? Or is it just something that everybody says, so I say it too? You know, am I doing the things that will ensure that I'm going to have another day of recovery? Am I meeting with the sponsees? Am I reading the literature? Am I doing the work. Like if I don't want to trade these beautiful gifts that I have in my life, then I best fucking prioritize time with each of these things. I better fucking prioritize my relationship in a way that, you know, maybe not everybody likes it, but I know that it's important to me. So I am going to show up accordingly. Right. And I'm going to, you know, not be ashamed to talk about God, or if you want to hear about this higher power, whatever you want to call it, you know, I am going to spend time with Buddy because this motherfucker saved my life, man. This bitch saved my life, bro. This dude transformed my life. If I better nurture this relationship, man. This is the most important thing in my life, right? And then my recovery, you know, am I putting in the work? You know, or am I just doing the bare minimum, you know, just to get by? Just to say I did it. No. And not only that, am I practicing these principles in all my affairs? Because I can go to a meeting, I can read with a guy. What am I doing the other 23 hours of the day? You know, my sponsor always says I share a message of hope at the meeting. I go home and I kick the dog. You know, am I living like that, dude? You know, I want to be this way all the time, right? So yeah, if I'm not willing to trade these beautiful gifts in my life, I better be making sure that I'm putting in the work to sustain them, to nurture them, to show, you know, I could say I love you. I could say I believe in you, God. You know, I could say all these things. They're just words. You know, how am I showing up in my relationships? You know, how am I showing up in relation to who I believe in, or what I want, or what I care for, what I love? You know, I can talk about it all I want, but I need to I need to align it with actions, right?
That's it.
Yeah,
how does, huh?
No, just Caesar, man. Both you guys inspired me tonight. Thank you. Both of you guys, just really good stuff.
So we were talking earlier about the ROI, not release of information.
Not release of information.
All right. It's the return on investment. You know, it's like we talk about these things, you know, it's like, and that is a true statement. We're investing. So exchange of a day in your life, we're exchanging it for something, you know, and it's like, are we putting something into something that's going to make us grow or make us go backwards, you know? And are we saying, like, Nate, I like how you said that, man. Like, how do I make amends? You know, like, how do I show people that I'm sorry? It's by change behavior. It's by change action. It's putting this thing to the feet, you know, and showing action. You know, I could talk about it for days and I'm wondering why I'm still in misery and pain and going through this stuff. And it's because I'm saying it, but not doing it. You know, just like you just said with the whole higher power thing. Am I really believing this stuff that's coming out of my mouth? Or am I just saying because everybody else is doing it? And that is some true stuff right there. Like, do you believe the stuff that's coming out of your mouth? And then, and in that belief, are you putting it with action? You know, and it's like when I first got in here and like everybody was like, oh man. And I was just trying to like be a part of something and I didn't have it. You know, I had to fake it till you make it, you know, and sometimes we have to do that. But what is something that like can make those things come to fruition? Like, and one of them is, man, it's just putting down the baggage. Like I was saying earlier, you know, putting all the baggage down because it's blocking me, man. You, Nate, you've said it a bunch of times, you know, there's a clear freaking path. You know, there's a clear path between, you know, the higher power is here and I'm here. But then I have all this stuff in the way. I have all these hiccups, you know, all these things. And then I get sidetracked. Oh, look at this shiny thing. You know, ooh, you know, that's how I look at it, you know, like squirrel, you know, I'm like, ooh, look at over there. That's nice. Oh, look, she's going to be a good thing for me. You know, it's all these shiny things that we see, that the materialistic, the relationships, she's going to fix me. That's my problem. The job, you know, instead of having that clear, get that connection. And then the things will come. The things will come better than you ever imagined. And like, I sometimes I still look back and I'm just like, is this really happening? Like, do I really deserve this stuff? Yes, I do. But sometimes I have to freaking pinch myself because I feel like I'm dreaming, you know, worldly
clamors.
Thank you. You know, I'm not good with words.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
We're like, man, I'm brand new in recovery, and all you do is recovery. Then the worldly clamors come in, like the job, the house payment, the kids, all the stuff. And you go, well, this is more important. And you go, oh, I forgot. I only have this because of that.
Yep.
Better go back and make this. Let me do it like this. This a priority.
Me?
Because I have to remind myself on a daily basis. I really do. I have to go to basics and go, how important is it? Because it's never more important than step work. It's never more important than unlocking the door for the meeting. No matter what I want to say in my mind of how tired I am or busy I am, I'll get not busy real quick if I stop doing this stuff, and I'll be right back locked up where I was, and I'll have all the time in the world. So, you know, like that's true. I had a guy at rehab, and I never understood it. He said, your first priority has to be recovery. And I went, my first priority is my family, man. Like, this guy's got his priorities all messed up. I didn't understand that. I understand now why that's my first priority, because without God and sobriety, I ain't got nothing else. I ain't got nothing else to worry about. It's all gone.
And eventually it's all going to go if that's what you all focused on, you know, and you know, it's like when we get in recovery, man, we feel like we lost something, or we've been holding on. We got to catch up and make things right. And it gets, and sometimes, man, we'll overdo ourselves trying to make things get back, you know, and then we'll be so busy working because now we have all these things that we're responsible for. And now, hey, man, we're responsible with all these things. And we're like, shit, I have to, and all my time gets taken up by all these responsible things, you know, instead of the most important one that I'm supposed to be responsible for is my recovery. You know,
it's in like the squiggly lines you said that are in between
squiggly lines,
spirituality and you. I'll tell you what's in between there. It's called self.
Yeah.
That's what it is in many different forms. It's self. It's me. Wants, needs, fears, all the stuff that swims around in my head. As soon as I get my own ass out of the way, the path is clear. It's me that makes it into a mountain road that goes like this.
Yep. And that at the end of the book I was reading today, okay, that I finally finished it, talk about the pendulum, you know, the pendulum swinging, you know, it's one extreme to the next. Like I could be eating a shitload of sugar, I could be really healthy, you know, but like if I overdo myself, and this is me to a T, if I say no sugar, I ain't doing nothing, I'm done, I'm over, and I'll go all the way to this extreme, and next thing you know, I'll eat the whole bag of candy, or I'll eat 5 freaking drumsticks in a row. Like I don't know, you know, become animalistic instincts. You know,
it's everything. It's balance. It's balance in everything. You know, like it's work-life balance. It's our balancing our hobbies out, because I can go to an extreme in anything that I take an interest in. The key is keeping that first priority, my recovery, and then everything else. We juggle it, you know, like, and we're hoping the balls don't hit the floor. And you know when you're out of balance, you do. You know when you're out of balance.
You know what? It's also it's hard to sell somebody the idea that's early in recovery, right? That the worst possible thing they can do is go back to their family, or the worst possible thing they can do is go back to this business that they have or this job that they have, you know, but only we can understand with years experience, right? That the idea that, you know, why don't you go get a foundation of recovery first? So when you go back to the kids, you go back to the job, it's not temporary, you know, so you can shoulder the responsibility of being a full-time employer, owning a business, or being a father, being a husband. Like, you know, like I spent so long not being a part of, and now you're trying to tell me I shouldn't go be back with my family. I shouldn't say sorry. I shouldn't. No, lay your ass down, buddy. You don't have much to offer. You know, someone told me that early in recovery. They said, Nate, you are in a treatment center. You go out to work, you go to meetings. what can you possibly offer right now? And I'm like, fuck you, man. I'm like, I have a lot to offer. And I didn't. I really didn't, you know?
Hey, that's hindsight though, because we were there and we are where we are. And most people who are defiant in nature like us aren't going to listen to that in the beginning. But I look back, when I go back to that rehab, I'm like, listen, I want you to know, I look at this fondly. This was 6 months with no family responsibilities, no job responsibilities, nothing to take my focus away. I said, right now, I know what y'all are thinking. What's this guy smoking? You know, like, but I look at it fondly, man. I had 6 months to build a foundation and I didn't have to think about anything else. And I don't know if I could have done it if I hadn't been in a place like that. The people that walk in off the streets and that have had enough of their own free will with 3 kids at home and all of that, and they walk into the rooms of whatever fellowship and they make a decision. Bro, I have so much respect for somebody that's able to do that, because that is not my story. I had to have the brakes pumped for me, and I had to be picked up and put there and like put in time out. And like, all right, now you shut up and you listen and you learn. And I didn't the first 4 times, but on the 5th time, I finally heard it and got it.
Yeah. No. It takes what it takes sometimes, you know, and we can fight the funk. We can fight the funk and it'd be even worse, you know. But you know, as you look back, you know, it's like, you know, all these resentments that I had for so long, they're not even resentments anymore. They're like, man, those dudes saved my life. That treatment center saved my life. This thing saved it. But in that moment, I was like, F these people. They don't know it. They don't know me.
You know? We know you.
Yeah. They know me.
You're like, me, I'm you. We know you.
There's like 20 other ones in there, bro. Calm down.
I know you, and everyone in that room over there knows you.
Yeah.
But like what Caesar said, though, like he said something important, like he was at all the time.
Sometimes
you're kind of important.
Sometimes.
No, but he his 4th or 5th treatment, right? Because I was in like 8 or 9 treatment centers, right? And what's the difference? Why did I get it last time? Because I finally traded effort and surrender and faith and open-mindedness. I traded that shit for a life of recovery. You know, I finally did what I was supposed to, and I got the desired result, you know.
I ran out of ideas.
Of course. But in that moment of desperation and out of ideas, no options, you know, because there's my first treatment center was like a $40,000 for a 30-day treatment center with acupuncture and personal chefs and all that dumb shit. My last one was a Department of Corrections treatment center. How do I get the message there? Because I'm done. I finally traded the effort and I put the work in to get something different.
You don't know when it's going to happen. It just happens. Man. You know, as soon as you surrender to the fact. I went to the drug courts, did all that stuff, and I had to go through what I had to go through in order to get here. It had to happen. You know, you never know when you're going to get it, though. Let's read some comments, man. Call it a day.
Yeah.
Call it a day. I see Dustin Wells in the comments. Pull Up Media had a pleasure to meet with Nathan on Friday at the Always Center. Thank you all for everything you're doing. Thanks for coming through, man.
Yes, thank you.
Let's see. I was laughing at this while Steve was talking. Steve Biggin was my stage name. I was laughing. I died.
They made it rain on Biggin.
Yeah, Biggin was getting it.
Don't lie, that's still a side gig. We know.
The times are tough, you know. Old habits die hard. Let's see. We got Rachel. I am, we are, you are, we are. That's it.
Amen.
Let's see. We have Helen. Helen says, I got to move my grandson to college this weekend. Awesome. I was even a big girl and didn't cry till I left. Years ago, I wouldn't even be able to drive that far, nor would he have been able to rely on me. I get miracles every day due to recovery, and my higher power guided me. Priceless.
Fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we have Anna says, there's a teacher who says, ask a man what he is most devoted to in life. And that one question will tell everything there is to know about him. Tell everything there is to know about him. Oh, we got Laura says exactly what happened. I went to treatment, started feeling amazing, went home, only to hear I must have been on a nice vacation. It hurts. I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that you're going through that. And we got Melissa says, talk about exchanging right now. Right now, I'm in a season of shedding a relationship that I was involved in on and off for 10 years. Stepping out in faith is uncomfortable and painful and beautiful at the same time. I'm totally surrendering it all to God, and I know He has for me. I'm no longer exchanging my heart to anyone who doesn't nurture like I need. It's not easy. That's definitely not easy. Relationships are the hardest thing we'll ever have to deal with in our lives. And it sucks. So I'm sorry you're going through that. I'm glad you're here, though. Let's see. We have... That's it. Okay.
Oh, look at this. Hold on. My buddy George is on here. What's up, George? That's all. I just want to make sure that, I say, hey.
Oh, and this is your father-in-law?
Hey, Doug.
Hey.
Dougie Fresh.
Oh, we got to say what's up with Scotty.
Scotty.
What's up, Scotty?
Listen, that guy's a blessing.
Yeah.
Serious blessing. Have you sat down with him?
Oh, yeah.
It's just a great conversation, no matter what.
Oh, yeah. He's the epitome of Southern landscape.
Don't let him fool you, man. Like, don't let that twang fool you. That is a smart man right there.
No, he's a great guy, man. Well, that's it for tonight. And we appreciate you guys being here and joining in and conversating with us. And I hope you guys got something out of this, man. And take something away. What are you exchanging a day in your life for? What does that look like this week? And if you see yourself getting out of character or going into that negative thought pattern and just wasting it in the negative emotions, like pull yourself back out, take some action, figure out what that looks like for you this week. Are you doing a daily practice? I think we talk about that a lot. Are you doing something to nourish their spirit every morning, every night? What does that look like for you? And maybe change it up. Just flip the script a little bit. If you're feeling that pain, you're feeling some misery, flip the script, figure it out and get it back into it. Get the work done. Let's go. All right. Well, I love y'all, man. Have a great weekend or week. We're not weekend. Don't extend it either, unless you can, then do it. But have a great week. We love y'all, man. Peace.